this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here again with that folio that we have been making on the working with what's on my desk series, and obviously, you know, we came back and we revisited all the things that we've made and, you know, discovered all the things that we hadn't finished. So this was obviously, you know, one of those things. So yeah, I thought that I would just come along and we will just try and make a bit more headway with this today. So I'm just going to cover some of this envelope with some of the, you know, leftover scraps here. So I mean, obviously this envelope, it's a pocket, but really I'm trying to kind of reinforce down the side because you know, it's only envelope thickness, you know, it's only kind of paper thick, so I just want to kind of try and strengthen it a little bit so it's going to be a bit more robust when I come to actually use it. So that's, you know, that's the objective here really. So, yeah, I might just kind of glue those bits down there like that. So, okay. Now, I've got to say, I have watched a little bit of the original video now because I just thought, actually, I think it would be beneficial to try and watch it. Now, I don't know whether I was planning on adding an extra kind of flap around the outside. I don't know whether it's just because the most recent folio that I've made was my Halloween one and it was so ginormous that this just seems really tiny. But I feel like perhaps it needs something else, you know, like another layer to it. So yeah, I'm wondering whether to kind of add on to the outside. I don't know, kind of might just sort of see, you know, how it looks once it's a bit more, you know, nearer being done, I suppose. But well, or even in a minute, to be honest. No time like the present, I guess. So yeah, we've just kind of reinforced down that edge a little bit, and yeah, I'll just kind of finish it off with, again, just a bit more of the scraps that were kind of left over on the desk, like that. Okay, and then that also, you know, it's a double bonus because it's also covering up that bit of you know, what do you call it, like the pre-printed, you know, stuff that's on the envelope. So yeah, let's get rid of that as well. So just pop that down there. Okay. Oh, I feel so tired, guys. Again, obviously I'm filming ahead, so don't know when this video will go up, and it might not be actually anywhere near this time now, but well, as I'm filming ahead, we're just a couple of days after, you know, when the clocks go backwards. And, you know, like then you keep waking up really early because, you know, your body clock is kind of used to getting up at, you know, whatever time. And of course, now that time is like an hour before, if you see what I mean. So, you know, like now I'm waking up at like 4 o'clock in the morning because my body's saying that's 5 o'clock. That makes sense. And then of course, you know, I'm not then very awake by the afternoon. I'm like, oh, struggling to stay awake. So yeah, and I get that every year, to be honest. Right, so I quite like how that looks, I think. I'm just wondering whether I want to have any doily or anything kind of on that page, whether that would just, you know, finish it nicely, or whether it would just look really, really awful. Not sure, really. Not sure we've really got that much green going on, to be honest. So yeah, I might leave it. So this is a cluster that we made using some vellum and you know, some tickets. So again, I'm just going to kind of glue them in, you know, glue them down to like the layer beneath so that they're, you know, properly stuck down. And then I'm just going to glue it on there like that, which will then glue that lace down as well. So let's just grab my hot glue, and all I'm doing, I'm gluing it everywhere where there's solid, if you see what I mean. I've not glued on the see-through vellum part itself. I've just glued where there's, you know, solid stuff that's going to kind of be hidden. Okay, so that's kind of strengthened that envelope now, which that's all, you know, all good. Right, that was the side I was doing last time that I was kind of struggling to finish it, wasn't I? So yeah, I might have to come back to that. I've got my tea here. For you guys, it's obviously a different day, but for me, I'm actually filming on the same day. So it is, in fact, the cup of tea that I went to get, you know, at the end of the video. Right, okay, I'm having a look now. So this obviously is opening out like this. And I'm just wondering whether we want to have any other bits, like whether we could have something on the back. So I've got this here, which again, this was that scrapbook paper, which if you recall, you know, if you joined me last time, this was just laying around on the desk from a mass making session. But it just happened that I thought, well, actually, this goes pretty well with the colours that we're using for this folio. So just going to tear this down across there. So it's kind of roughly the height that we would need. And I'm just wondering whether we might want to have any kind of pocket. I'm actually thinking, should we have like a double pocket? So I'm just going to cut this, not cut it, sorry, tear it down again. So like that. Okay. I mean, obviously when I covered this, I think I was probably intending on having it, you know, this would be the back of it. But I'm now thinking it could probably have a couple more pockets, and we could even have an opening flap then on the back, which is, you know, much more fun, isn't it? Much more fun, and of course going to take us much longer. So maybe I should just not do that. I don't know. I feel like otherwise there's not that much stuff going on, and it doesn't feel very interesting. Yeah, so I'd kind of quite like to put something else on, I think. So I've got this. I don't know. The problem is, if I go with like a smaller envelope, you know, that's not the entire size of this, what's going to happen is this is going to then be very wobbly when it's kind of laid down. So I'm thinking I need to go with something the same sort of size. Right, let me just have a look and see what I've got beside me. So I'm now going off-piste really, because this is no longer stuff that's on my desk, obviously. Right, I've got these thick envelopes, like these thick policy envelope ones. Let me just take these off of here. Okay. I don't really know what I'm trying to do here, like literally clueless. Clueless. If you guys know what I'm trying to do, oh gosh, please tell me. Right, so that would kind of like be obviously above here. I mean, is that just really weird? Because that just looks like it's been glued onto there, which of course it would have done. Yeah, let's not bother with that. That's rubbish. That was a rubbish idea. Okay, yep, not going to go with that one. Okay. Right, let me see what else I've got. So next piece is, I have got one of these. Okay. Well, that's quite nice. Again, though, that's going to have the wobbly, you know, the wobbly effect. Let me just finish my tea here. It's so pretty. I should have really decided before coming back. Right, so this is obviously an envelope. And I'm now thinking perhaps what I could do. Oh no. Right, hold on, bear with me while I'm just experimenting here. So I've got tons of these. I bought these when our local Laura Ashley was closing down, and they were obviously selling off, you know, stuff that they had like upstairs or out the back or whatever, you know. And I thought, wow, well, you can never have enough envelopes. So yeah, stocked up. Right. Okay, so we could do something like this on the back, which that's not too bad, is it? It's not making it too unstable, I'm thinking. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So what I'll do is I'm going to glue this flat down. Obviously it's a self-seal envelope, but to be honest, I just never trust those you know, self-seal envelope flaps to actually stay stuck down. You know, it's always better, I think, to just add a little bit of glue as well, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Now the shame of it is I'm going to cover up a lot of what's here, which, you know, that is a shame because I do actually quite like what's there. We could have it this side. The only thing is I feel like this side's quite roundy. Let's just check. It just, for some reason, it's kind of lending itself better to be in this side. You know, which that's a bit of a shame really, but, you know, it can't be helped. Okay, right, let's ink some of this first. Because I will cover some of this with some paper, but, I mean, obviously, it's easier to ink it before I've glued it down. So, yeah, let's just ink it around. So I'm just really inking kind of the edges because, you know, most of it probably will be covered with some sort of paper. So just go, yeah, around the edges. Okie dokie. Yes, I hope everyone's having a good day, doing some crafting. Oh, the sun is shining here. It's looking gorgeous out there. I have to say, really cold this morning. Yeah, obviously took my daughter to school. It was freezing. I think it was the first time this year I needed gloves. It was very, very cold. And do you know what she did? She went to school with no cardigan. Oh, honestly. I mean, children, they just don't seem to feel the cold like we do they? So, I mean, she did obviously wear her coat, you know, because I made her. But yeah, she went without a cardigan. So she's still wearing her summer dresses. She finds the dresses much more comfortable than the, you know, the skirts and blouse. So she's still wearing the summer dresses. She's still wearing ankle socks. And yeah, she then went without her cardigan, you know. And I said, you're going to be cold, you know. No, you know what kids are like. They think they know best always, don't they? I mean, to be fair, she doesn't seem to feel the cold really. So, I mean, she probably will be fine, you know, without the cardigan. But yeah, sometimes you just think, oh, for goodness sake, why won't you listen to me? With all my years of being in this world, you know. But yeah, they don't, do they? So anyway, that's how she's gone to school. So on her head be it, really, if she is cold. Well, hopefully she won't be, but I mean, like I say, she really doesn't seem to feel the cold like, you know, like adults do. You know, I don't think children do they? But, you know, because I mean, I can remember the boys, you know, her brothers, they also, you know, didn't really feel the cold. Although, actually, I have to say, I think they maybe felt the cold more than she does. She really doesn't seem to feel it at all. But yeah, they perhaps felt it a bit more than she does. Because I can kind of picture them saying, oh, I'm cold. I mean, to be honest, I can very rarely picture her saying it. She hardly ever says she's cold. So, yeah, she obviously just, you know, just one of those people, just doesn't really feel it. Like I say, whether or not it's an age thing and kind of as she gets bigger, perhaps she will start to feel it more. I don't know. I don't know. Right, so I'm going to just fill in a couple of bits on here. You know, just on the edges, just so as we've got some pretty paper, I think, going down. Don't want it just looking really plain and boring, do we? So yeah, I might just do that. So let's just glue this down. Yeah, anyway, so but aside from the fact it's freezing, it's absolutely gorgeous. You know, like one of those gorgeous, crisp, cold days. I mean, I just love them like that. And to be honest, you know, you don't get that many days that are like that. They're mainly cold and damp and grey and, you know, not that nice. So when you do get those days, you know, it really puts a spring in your step and you think, oh, you know, lovely. Just want to go out for some nice country walks. So yeah, I mean, not that I'm doing any country walks or anything today, but that's how you feel you kind of think, oh, I'd like to get out there and do some walking and things. Okay, just going to ink this up. Oops. Okay. Yeah, like that, I think. Feeling this part needs to be kind of filled in. Let me just see whether I'd be better off with this one. Okay, have a look. Yeah, I thought that was going to be the case. It's not wide enough to, you know, to cover everything. I mean, I could use that collage page, but again, I'm being really stingy, which is ridiculous, you know, because I can just print some more. But because it's been double-side printed, I don't want to use it for something like this. It seems too extravagant. I mean, oh, how ridiculous! How ridiculous is that? Oh, I'm not really happy with that. It's too much, you know, too much lilac on there. Oh, this is very annoying. Oh, I don't know. I'm just having a look to see what else I've got here. You know, have I got anything floating around on my desk? So, yeah, just having a quick search. What's this? What's this one? I mean, it's very red. Does that matter? This is one of those I've been hoarding, to be honest. Right, let's just take it down here. Well, that's quite nice, isn't it? Let's try this. Okay, right. And square that off a bit so as it fits, you know, slightly nearer the edge. Right, okay, that looks better, doesn't it? It just needed something a bit more colourful, I thought, than the, you know, that brown, not brown, you know, the ivory type colour. It needed something a bit more colourful. So, yeah, this looks much better. Okay. And again, you know, this was just something that was floating on the desk, so it's all good. Always good to use something. Okay. Right, I'm just going to ink this corner a bit. And that sort of edge. Okay, right. This one's a bit straighter, so I'm going to use this one, I think. Oh no, look what's happened. Oh, maybe it wouldn't have covered that gap up anyway. So let me just ink that gap now. So it's not quite so white. That looks better, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, now I did just see a rose here. Oh gosh, of course now I can't see it anywhere. Oh, I should have just grabbed it when I saw it. And I thought, oh, shall I quickly pull that out? And I thought, no, it's right there. I can just reach back in. There it is. And I've got one of these. Okay. Now, shall I cut this or shall I tear this? Let's just have a look. I might just tear it. Let's just go round. Yeah, when I dropped my daughter off, I did go for a quick bike ride. You know, if I take her on my bike, which, you know, I do generally. I mean, literally, we're around the corner to the school. It doesn't warrant really getting my bike out, but I just love going on my bike. So, yeah, I do generally take her on my bike if I can. And then if I can, you know, I just go around the block. I mean, literally, it takes like no time at all to go around the block. And, you know, I'm home like really super quickly. But it's just really nice to kind of get that bit of fresh air and, yeah, just have a little bit of a bike ride. I mean, it probably takes me like 6 minutes or, you know, something ridiculously short, you know, literally going around the block. I mean, but I feel like, oh, that's a little bike ride that I've had, you know. And I generally, there's about 3 different routes that I take. They're all similar sort of size. But yeah, I just like to try and do that if I can, because, you know, it's just nice, like I say, to just get some fresh air and, you know, take in the day, really. So yeah, I did do that this morning. But yeah, like I say, definitely, oh, I had to put my gloves on because it was so cold. Well, I'd stepped out without my gloves, and yeah, as soon as I kind of got out, I thought, oh my goodness, it's freezing, you know. So yeah, they pretty quickly, you know, got my gloves out. So yeah, and there was my daughter running along, well, not running, she scoots to school. There was her scooting along with her coat flapping open, her ankle socks on, you know, her no cardigan with her summer dress, you know. I mean, she was saying her hands were cold, to be fair. She was saying her hands were cold. And she's got some gloves, you know, but she can never find them. So she's got some old ones of her brother's that are, you know, like on elastic, where they thread through the sleeves of the coat. I mean, honestly, I must be like the most old-fashioned mum on the planet, because I seem to be the only mum who ever did that when they were at school. So, yeah, even less likely that people do that now. But, I mean, otherwise, how do people manage to get their kids to keep their gloves? Because, you know, that's like near on impossibility, I think. None of them have ever managed to keep hold of their gloves if they've not had them attached by elastic. So, yeah. Right, I'm going to just stick this one on like this, like a pocket. Again, probably won't even use this as a pocket. But like I always say, just give yourself the option. You know, it really doesn't matter if you use it or not. But just give yourself the option there. Oops. I mean, to be honest, if I didn't have a handbag, you know, I'd lose my gloves myself. Because, you know, they're not the kind of thing that sort of go anywhere, are they? I mean, you can put them in your pockets, I guess, but then they kind of often bulk your pockets out, you know. So, yeah, got to be truthful and say, you know, thank goodness for a handbag, because otherwise I'd probably lose my own gloves. Okay, really pleased that I just tore that flower, because I think that looks really pretty. Really pretty. So I want to obviously do something now on this side as well. And I might add some sort of flap here. Now this is pink on the inside, which is a bit too pink. And this is going to be one of those that I think is going to go a weird colour if I ink it. And to be fair, it's not as bad as I thought, actually. So perhaps we can go for this. Okay. Right, so I'm wondering if we will have this like a whole big fold. I don't very often do that, but let's do it from there. So I'll just fold that down. Just go across there like that. Make sure it's all inked. And then here, I'm just going on the other side. Just because it's obviously easier to ink it now rather than when it's gone in. Like that. Okay. And then shall we round the corners of this? If I can spot my corner rounder anywhere. Oh, come on. I mean, my corner rounder, that hardly ever goes missing, to be fair, because, oh, here it is. It's always here. Oh, it's always here. Yeah, nearly lost that then. Okay. Oh, come on. Well, I might as well have not found it because it's not making a very good job of rounding the corners today. Right, I've just rounded the, you know, external corners kind of thing. So this is going to tuck in like that. So I'm going to cut this down because obviously I don't need to have it quite so ginormous. So we'll just cut that down like that. And yeah, I'm going to stick that like that. And then I think what I might do is have another little flap here. Or maybe even we could have two. So I'm now thinking, oh yeah, what do we think to that? So I'm going to cut this down here. Like that, okay. And then I'm just going to fold this in. Again, I mean, I don't know whether this is going to work. I hope it is. But let's see. Oh, I love how that looks. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely love it. So I just need to take this off here because it's a bit lopsided. So I'll just trim that down like that. And again, then I'm just going to round the corners just, you know, for a bit of continuity with the flap above it or under it, depending on your way of looking at it. And yeah, that can then go in there like that. Love, love, love how that looks. Okay, right. So let's glue these down now. Oops, come on. Oh, come on, don't now give me glue problems today. This is, again, probably that temperature thing because it's got so cold. And now it's obviously warming up, you know, during the day. The glue's not liking it and it's now protesting. Oh, come on. Right, let me just unclog it a bit. I don't think it really needs unclogging, but I think this is honestly like a temperature related thing. Okay. And I know lots of you do often say to me, oh, you need to, you know, clean it out. I do from time to time do that. You know, so it may be that I do need to do that again. So yeah, perhaps I should do that. But to be honest, it hasn't actually caused me problems for a while. I know it probably looks like it has because the videos are probably, you know, from a while back, if you see what I mean. But yeah, now in real time, it actually hasn't caused me any problems for a while. So, oh, I'll just reach down and get that. Okay, so this obviously is the red on the inside. Again, personally, I don't mind that. And definitely I feel like that's perfectly journalable on, you know, because obviously it's just kind of plain. So, you know, you could just journal over that with, well, black or white pen, really. Or blue, any pen, really. Because, yeah, perfectly journalable on. Okay, stick that down. Right, let me just catch that end. That's kind of got a bit of a white edge showing. Right, I'm just going to go in here and just wipe that glue off because I'm terrible for gluing it down together, as you know. Right, so that's that side. Loving how that looks. So just want to do something now on this side. Now, again, I have got some ready-made pockets and things, so I'm wondering whether we might be able to put a ready-made pocket on here at all. I don't know whether we can, but maybe. So I might start by just putting some of this book page maybe down this edge. Okay. And obviously, you know, it is now, oops, sideways on, but personally I don't mind that. You know, it's fine. Oh, come on, glue. Don't let me down like this. Yeah, it might be time. Might be time that I do that unclogging, cleaning it out business, because this is going to be very annoying for the next few days otherwise, isn't it? Right, come on. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Oh, okay, right. Sometimes you just get that kind of stringy bit and you just pull that out and then it all kind of flows after that. So yeah, I just kind of had that stringy kind of piece that I just needed to unclog from the end. Okay, there we go. Right, now just wondering, could I have this on here? Now, obviously this is just an envelope, so it's kind of flimsy, you know, it's not very weighty. So, you know, depending on sort of the weight of the piece that I put on here, it may or may not open very well, if you see what I mean, because it would be very, you know, one side heavy, if that makes sense, you know. I know that wasn't really very good grammar, but, you know. So I'm just wondering whether I might be better off just having a couple of kind of pockets on here rather than a very weighty piece, you know, that we've kind of made. Because, yeah, I think maybe that's too heavy for there. So that being the case, I'm just thinking, need to fill in the background, obviously, just with some paper. So let's just take some of the paper here. Oh, this is nerve-wracking because I haven't got much left of this, and yeah, I'm obviously now being really stingy because I don't want to kind of waste what I've got. Oh, and this is also, look, perfect colour for journaling on the other side. Oh, I'm gonna have to be like really stingy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be really stingy, I think, and just cut it about here. So yeah, let's cut it here. And then this one, let's just see if I cut this here. I don't really want these the same width. I'd prefer this one a bit smaller, to be honest. Let's just see. Or I guess it could be, you know, they don't have to even be kind of running together, do they? They could be kind of off, you know, offset from one another. That's okay. Did I have more of this? I feel like there was more of this, but now I can't really see. Can't see what's happened to it. Maybe that was all there was. That's weird. Could have sworn there was a bigger piece of this left, but maybe not. Or maybe I've dropped it on the floor, who knows. So yeah, I'm wondering. Okay. We're going to struggle to fill this in anyway, aren't we? Let's just see. So if I had this down here. Oh, this is not good. Not good at all, because I'm just trying to use, obviously, the scraps that I've got laying about. It's just not really kind of, yeah, it's just not really looking very good, to be honest. Which is a bit of a shame. Oh, I've got a massive, great big fly in here now, so sorry if you can hear him buzzing around. Oof, it's right over here now by the desk. I mean, I could have this even. Oh, I don't know now what to do. I'm going to have to use this double-sided, and I'm being so stingy. I don't want to use it. I know that's absolutely just ridiculous, but you know, it's just, yeah, just don't want to use it, which is crazy. Let's get rid of that bit. Okay. So if we have this here, oops, and then we would have this one here, and this one here, oops. Oh, which now that's annoying, isn't it? Because I'm just covering up those flowers completely. I can no longer see them at all. not making a good job of this at all. At all. Unless I have it like that. Kind of offset to the side. And I could then perhaps have some of this here. Honestly, now I've used the whole sheet. The whole sheet that I was trying to hang on to. I've used the entire thing. Oh well. Right. Let me see. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, I've just got this white patch here, which is not great. Got some text, or you know, some book page here. Just tear that down. I do feel there's a bit much now kind of going on, really. Got like stuff everywhere. It's, yeah, very cluttery. Very cluttery. Not a good look, really. Oh, I just don't know. It would have been okay if the book page had not been red. I feel like the red is very, you know, in your face kind of thing. If it had been pink, just that slight shade, you know, paler, and it would have just toned it down completely, and it would have a completely different look then, wouldn't it? But because it's so bright, it's yeah, it's not kind of looking great, to be honest. Just having a quick look to see if I've got any other paper, again, like floating around on the desk, you know, that I could pull in that's just a bit toned down from that. Well, and as usual, of course, I've got everything but, you know, everything but the one thing that I would really like to have here, which, you know, not that I know what that is, but I feel like when I see it, I'd know. But yeah, I seem to just have, you name it, it's here, except for something that's just going to be ideal. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? This is paler. Right, let's just have a look. Aha! That might be better. I know I've got that white strip, so let's just get rid of the white. Like that, okay. Right, let's just ink around the edge. Well, I'm definitely preferring it like that. You know, it definitely was needing something much paler, wasn't it? So, yeah. Now, if we have it like that, and I'm just wondering whether for this little space here, oh, again, it's too much, isn't it? It doesn't really kind of need something quite as big as that, or in your face as that. Now even wondering whether I prefer this as a pocket. No, definitely no. Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is just driving me nuts. Ah, I'm sure it's driving all of you nuts too. Right, let's glue this. Oh, I have glued that down. Ah, what am I talking about? Oh dear. Oh, I'm so sorry about this. Right. Okay. So we're going to have this here. We've got this little section. Let's just try this. Because sometimes, you know, it is just about kind of rearranging, isn't it? Rearrange, and then eventually, you know, you just hope that you're going to hit on something that you think, oh yeah, that's just right now. Or not. you might not hit on that at all. Right, okay, I'm going to stick this piece down because I quite like this, you know, just running along the bottom. It's bright, but it doesn't seem as bright somehow along the bottom. It kind of just tones with the piece that's next to it, because I mean, of course, it did come from that same sheet originally. Okay, so that's there. Like that. Okay, and then, right, I'm going to just trim this up so we don't have this situation anymore. I've not trimmed the bottom of this yet, because obviously depending on where I put this, the bottom might just be hidden anyway. So, you know, it might not really be an issue. So I'm thinking then cluster. Well, I mean, I was thinking really on here. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yep. Let's go for that before we're just here the entire day, honestly. So let's get this piece glued down. So, and again, this was just like floating around on my desk, but weirdly, you know, hadn't even been included in this. So whether or not it wasn't here on that day during my series, or whether it was there, but I just couldn't see it amongst the mess, I'm not sure. But hey, it looks like a good match, doesn't it? You know. Okay. Okay. Right, so then we're just going to put these here like that. Okay, and then this one just going to have over here in the corner. Yeah, so I'm just going to tear this off so I haven't got that white kind of inside of the paper showing along the edge. Okay, and we just glue this down. Like that. Oops, just wipe that up. Okay, let's have a look. So yeah, I think I'm going to have them this way round. Like that. Yep, okay. Just checking. Yep, okay, right. So I just need to trim this off here. So it's just a shallow pocket now. But that's fine. You know, you can still put, you know, put things in it. It's not kind of so shallow it's not usable. It's just not kind of as deep as it was initially. Yeah, so I quite like how that looks. I mean, we've got a very pink side on this side, haven't we? But I think that's quite nice, to be honest. It's yeah, it looks quite pretty. So I'm just going to glue this down here. Obviously this has been floating around on the floor behind my desk, so it's now looking a bit the worse for wear, unfortunately. Just going to tear that edge off because again it's quite white looking. Okay. Right, looking good. So on this one I'm just going to glue this down. Okay, and it just kind of disguises all of that that's going on the side there. So, you know, it's kind of, yeah, worked out well as a little disguising piece. Okay. And then we're going to have this one. So just before I stick this down, I'm kind of thinking, would I like some lace coming off at the edge? What have I done with my lace? That's here. Right, let's just see. I probably will put some lace down here to reinforce the fold. So I don't know whether I actually want any more. Although I could put some with the cluster when I put the cluster on. So yeah, let's just see. See from there. Like that. Okay, so that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? I'm just going to cut that down slightly. Like that. And oops. No, I don't want the doily there. Okay, right, so let's glue this piece down now. Okay. I mean, look at how messy that is under there, but you know, it's completely disguised as soon as we've put this pocket on. So, you know, you don't have to kind of see all that unsightly mess that we made kind of trying to do the piecing all those bits in. Okay. So yeah, I mean, we've added a whole nother side now. So, you know, this is cool because obviously I was feeling it was a little bit on the small side for a folio. And now, of course, you know, we've kind of added to it by making a whole nother, yeah, a whole nother side, basically, you know, a whole nother fold to it. So I think it's been a good exercise. Okay, I'll just put that on down there. Like that. And obviously I'm going to trim this here, and then it will just, you know, transform how that looks really. So yeah, quite liking how it's all coming together now. So let's just move this across, and like I say, I will probably put some lace down along here. I'm just going to cut that down and then just tear this down here so it's not got that, you know, header piece, and that will just go in like that. That looks really pretty, doesn't it? So I'm just going to ink this a little bit more, sort of more strongly, so it's not looking quite so white. I mean, obviously you're not really going to see that much of it, but just what you do. I don't want to be white. There we go. And that just, you know, it's just strengthening and reinforcing that. I mean, obviously it's quite strong. I mean, it's an envelope after all, so envelopes are reasonably robust, aren't they? You know, when they're kind of doubled up and folded like that. But I mean, obviously you don't want it to be flimsy and falling apart. So yeah, I just think reinforce where you can. You know, you can use paper to reinforce it, obviously. I like lace anyway, so fabric is fine too. You know, just however you fancy doing it, you know, whatever you think is going to look nicest. So yeah, that's kind of the, you know, that side now. Just trim this down so that you can see, and hopefully it will take on a more kind of cohesive look once it's been cut down. There we go. There we go. And yeah, it just looks so much better the second that you've kind of trimmed the edges off. It just, you know, neatens the whole thing up. And obviously, you know, if you've got any overhang, you can just kind of rough it up and disguise it that way. And then just, you know, ink a little bit around there so it's tying in a bit better. Gorgeous. Okay. So yeah, I hope that you like what we've done. I mean, obviously now we've just kind of added to it, and it's making it a much more interesting folio with more kind of sides and bits and pieces going on it. So yeah, I really hope that you like it, and thank you so much for watching. Hopefully see you guys next time. Thanks then. Bye.